The Good Place offers a unique look at life after death, and in its final episodes, it gives its characters a definitive ending thanks to a special door. Created by Michael Schur, The Good Place is a fantasy comedy that premiered on NBC in 2016. The Good Place was a critical success, with its performances, writing, and creativity being praised, as well as the big twist in its first season. Despite being a comedy, The Good Place addresses topics like philosophy, ethics, and death, but the way they are addressed was praised. The Good Place follows Eleanor Shellstrop, Kristen Bell, who dies and arrives in the Good Place, except that she knows it's a mistake, as she wasn't a good person when she was alive. There she meets Chidi, William Jackson Harper, Tahani, Jamila Jamil, and Jason, Manny Jacinto, also recently deceased, with whom she forms a strong friendship. Eleanor also meets afterlife architect Michael, Ted Danson, who takes them through the systems of the good and bad places. At the end of the Good Place, a final step for the characters is introduced, and all they have to do is cross a door. The last door marked the end of a person's time in the afterlife in the Good Place. The last door was created by Michael. The Good Place finale, Eleanor about to cross the door. After lots of debate about what makes the good place heaven and the bad place hell, as well as whether those in the latter should be allowed into the former if they redeem themselves, an agreement is reached, and a new plan is set into motion. The recently deceased will take a test of ethics so designers can see what they did right and wrong, and if they don't get a pass into the good place right away, they can take the test again until they succeed. In short, everyone has a chance at redemption in the afterlife. However, in the Good Place final season, Michael, now the head architect of the Good Place, and the rest realize that the residents of the Good Place have become bored and lifeless. Eleanor tells Michael that everything needs an ending, as this ultimately gives meaning to human existence. Michael comes up with the last door, an arch of tree branches between two trees, and those who are ready to leave the Good Place can cross it, effectively ending their time in the afterlife. Eleanor's essence was returned to the universe after she walked through the door. The last door returns everyone's essence to the universe and more. The Good Place finale, Eleanor's essence. When Michael, Eleanor, and the rest announce the last door to the rest of the Good Place's residents, they are asked what happens when they cross the door, to which Janet replies that they don't know, but it will be peaceful and the end of their journeys. It's not until the Good Place's final episode that what happens when you walk through the door is shown. The essence of the person rises from them in glowing particles, which are returned to the universe and bring Good Samaritan moments to those they touch. This is shown when Eleanor decides she's ready to cross the door. Eleanor dissolves into glowing particles that return to the universe, with one shown to land on Earth, specifically on one of Michael's neighbors. When the particle touches him, he decides to bring Michael his mail, which was delivered to the man by mistake, thus doing a Good Samaritan action. The real meaning of the last door in the Good Place. Even the afterlife needed a definitive ending. The last door in the Good Place symbolizes crossing over and the end of one's existence in all planes, as well as the uncertainty of what happens when your journey is truly over. Throughout its 4 seasons, The Good Place shows what's in the afterlife for the deceased, playing with the concepts of heaven, hell, and limbo, but even demons like Michael and guides like Janet could not know what would happen to those who cross the last door. The last door, then, is the definitive death or end to those in the afterlife, with nothing more awaiting them after crossing, unlike when their lives on Earth ended. Just like death when they were alive, the last door is the end of their life in the afterlife, and part of their essence making it back to Earth is symbolic of how those who die never really leave us, and even return to us in some way, like Eleanor did with Michael.